Campervan travels Campervan travels. No matter. Right, obviously I'm going to need a towel. Got this lovely big snuggly towel that I use to warm the water. I use this. I could just use my gas hob, yeah, just put the pan on my gas hob and warm my water like that, but that would mean I'm just using up the gas in my gas canister, and that means I have to keep changing it more often. But if I use these butane bottles, yeah, butane bottles, these are like my bath bottles, my bath gas bottles then, aren't they? So I've got a few of them that's in the van, and we've got this, and all this does, clips down at that end, lifts up, and then the internals come out. So you got it like that, and these pull out. Hey, what a thing! And then you just push this into one end, make sure it lines up, as so, clips in, that goes down. So I'll put it here. Let's do this. You can see it, can't you? And then all you got to do is turn it and bang. Right, so what you do, you get your gas bottle, you put it in place, and with this one it's got like a magnet in it. You have to push it right up so it clunks on. That's it, clunked. And then you zap it up, it works. If you don't get that little magnet right, can you see it? If you don't get that little magnet right, it plays up and starts being naughty. And I've also got this here, which I didn't use at the moment, and that is the heat pad, and you can go put underneath that so it protects the surface against the heat. And all I do then is I get this, I put 2 litres of water in here, I pop that on there, and as we'll see later, it takes about 7 to 8 minutes to warm it up to the temperature I want, because I don't want that to be so hot that it's boiling, because it's going to be too warm for me, isn't it? And then you just turn it off. And then, so these are 5 litre bottles, yeah? So what I'll do is I'll put 1 litre of cold water at bottom, 1 litre of cold water in the bottom, and then probably 2-3 litres of that water inside, and that takes me up to about that level. So the water's warm enough, because we want the cold water to cool down the hotter water, so it's not too hot to get a bath with. Now you've got to remember with these that water, when it's hot, it expands, and that's down to the particle, particle physics. Basically, when water is cold, it doesn't move as much. Alright, so it's all about kinetic energy. So you've got thermal energy, which heats up the water, kinetic energy inside the particles of the water, which causes a reaction inside the water, which causes the water particles to move around more and more ferociously. Yeah, these billions of water particles all moving around really ferociously, and as they move around, they cause a gap between the others because they're bouncing off the other water particles, and the hotter and hotter it gets, the further the gas becomes, and the further the particles are apart from each other, it becomes gas, because water is water at a certain state when the particles are so close together. As soon as those particles come apart, it becomes a gas. But when the particles are really close together, when they're really cold, it becomes ice, and that becomes a solid. Bit of particle physics there for you anyway. So we'll pour the water in there, get your water nice and warm, and then you put the lid on, yeah, and then turn it that way up, and then release this tap. In a normal situation, have it full of tap water, you put it on the side, and then you'd open it to use the water, yeah, to release the water. But in this case, you turn it upwards, release that, so that it releases the particles, the gas, out of there, so this doesn't expand and pop. Just a word. I'll put that out there for people in case they're thinking about putting hot water inside a container and just leaving it, because eventually that gas will create pressure and bust the container. So that's there. And in this container here, I've got another. Now this is one of them thermal jacketed bags. It's got a lid on top, just there, little lid, and it's got the big lid. I'm trying to make this as interesting, informative, and show you what I'm doing as possible. So inside there, it's got this thermal inner, right? Obviously it's silver, so it reflects heat back. We've got a mat. We've got one of those back loofah things for scrubbing me back. We've got a flannel for cleaning one's person. And then we've got another mat I can put down on the floor if I want to. I'll probably go with that one actually. Now if I'm using this one, I can open it all up. And it's got these clasps on the edge. And when you fasten those together, like that, if you fasten them together, I'm not going to go through motions, but if you fasten them together like that, it creates corners. So this comes in handy for putting on the floor if I'm having a strip wash. If I've got the sink open here and I'm getting a bath, my ablution's just here, I can put this on the floor underneath me, so any water that gets sort of misses me or just runs down gets stuck in the catchment, and this is the catchment area at the bottom. So that's ideal for that, but it slugs in here because it's for me getting a wash and all that business. So that's there. And you've got a bigger one here which goes on the floor underneath the bath, which we'll chuck down there for now. Then I've got two big bottles. Now I've got 3 bottles here. I've got one bottle I use for my drinking water and 2 other bottles which I would use for my bath or shower, depending. And just here we've got this, which is the flex tail shower unit. If you listen, if you can hear. That's my little shower unit working. Turn it off this button, so you push it twice, it turns on. Push it again, it goes to high, and then to push it again and it turns off. So that's my shower unit. And then down the bottom here, I've got another towel that I can use if I want to. Normally I'd have that towel inside the shower unit with me, but I've got my other big towel for getting a bath. So we've got this water. One of these has been warmed up and those little valves have been opened. I lay them on the back inside this container, and that keeps the water warm. Now I've worked out, as we'll see later, it takes between, I would say, about 7.5 minutes to get it to, let's get a bath temperature. And it takes 5 minutes for each one of these to empty. So with these two, I'm gonna get a 10-minute shower, and then I've obviously got the water in the bottom. Now if I was to do all 3 of these bottles, we're talking about 20 something minutes to warm up the water, get it all ready. So you're talking about, I'd say, to get it all done, all set up ready, 40 minutes on the floor, all ready with the shower in there and ready to go, about 40 minutes. So it's a bit of preparation, but it's always worth it when you get a bath. And I'd have then 5, 10, 15 litres of water would go in the bath, which is not shabby, is it? You know, that's not too bad. So 15 litres of water would end up in the bath, but I'd keep half one of these for rinsing off at the end. Are you following all this? Yeah? So I wouldn't have to use that one if I didn't want to. But if I wanted a good proper bath and blah blah blah, I could use all 3. For a quick wash down, I can use both of these. You're talking 14, about 20 minutes to prepare, get washed off, sit there in my little bath thing with the heating inside here and just relax, and then use some of the rest of the water from one of these just to rinse off. So it's all there, it's all singing, all dancing. Let's get you down here and show you the lovely blue starry bath. And yes, I've done a song. Right, it's going to be warm in here now, to be honest. I'm not ready for taking my hoodie off. So let's have a look at the bath. It's down here, it's stored underneath underneath the table. It doesn't take any room up. Look at that. Look how little that is. It's about 1.5 foot wide apparently. 1.5 foot wide. Plastic bag for safekeeping. Not the best bag, but it's a bag. Are you ready for this? She just pulls out. I think with this light it makes it look a little bit yellowy, but it's not. It's like pure white. And it pulls out like this, and it's got these clasps. These little, the sides have got these poles, but they clasp in the middle, and they click. You hear them? You just go around. So there's 6 of those little poles, and they all clip. And on one side, there's a little vent there for letting the water out. It's got a plug on the inside and a pipe. So if I put this just next to the door, when I've done, the pipe goes outside and the water can just run outside. Now, as far as pollution's concerned, I use environmentally friendly shampoo, conditioner and body wash. I've actually ordered some to come today, some body wash, some like shower gel stuff, and it's all totally organic. You've got to make sure of that, because if you don't, then obviously it's going to start, there's chemicals in this and start polluting the environment. And this stuff is best if you use it onto soil, because you pour it all out onto soil and it just disappears. All right. But the one I've got coming today is actually safe enough, as long as there's no suds in it, safe enough to go into water source as well. Not that I ever would, but that stuff is. And if I remember, I write the name on above here as I'm doing this now. I'm sort of reminding myself now to do it. It's really, really good stuff. But I would advise anybody, if they're doing it, use sort of organic, eco-friendly shampoo, body wash and stuff. But to be honest, I normally use a grey container. I've got like a big, it's actually a military one. It's a black container. So the water will come out this pipe into my grey containers. But if I'm in a situation where I don't have it, the stuff that I use to get washed with is safe enough to be able to just go out onto the soil and it won't hurt the environment. So here we go, we've got the bath just here. Now, we'd have this underneath. So I'm a bit rushing edge of myself here. So I want to get this right. It don't quite fit, just don't quite fit. Right, so this big waterproof sheet goes on the floor. Down there, like that. And I'll lip it over the edge. So if any water goes onto it, it'll just run down into the doorway there. And then we get the bath. Now you got to remember, I mean, it's difficult to judge by watching YouTube as to, there's a bit of a gap there, I'm not bothered. Obviously, I'm not going to get down to my full kit. Everything's not going to come off. Won't be flashing anybody when I'm getting a bath. I generally wear a pair of shorts or something at least, so it don't matter if people can see through windows. But that fits there perfectly. So I've got some privacy, and if I want to in summer, I can slide, or winter, I can slide the door open, can't I? So here we go. Put my keys on there so I don't stab myself. What's it like for size? Now if I just sit down flat, there's loads of room. This is smashing. So I can't put my legs out in front of me, obviously. But that said, this is good fun. It's a bit awkward. If I pull this down here, let's get you into a different position. Let's put these over the edge so it makes it right. Come here, come and have a look. Is that better? Is that a better view? Bring you back onto my fizzog. That's it. So, so down here I've got my water. I crack the top off the bottle. I turn the shower on. Oh no, I've tied it in a knot. Right. That's a right knot. How have I even managed that? So I turn it on, I drop it inside the bottle, which it fits perfectly. And I've got my first bottle. Just cross my legs on. Oh, that's a lot better. If I cross my legs like that, That's lovely. I can get me shower, and if a little bit goes over edge, it don't matter because I've got a waterproof sheet on the floor, and then I can get me loofah. I can looferate myself, so I look like Lou Fringo, and have my shower stuff on here. You know, get washed for the hair and all that business. And then when one bottle ends, I just literally pull it out and drop it into other bottle. Push the lid back over and it's insulated again. You know what? This is absolutely cracking. And for 40 quid, 40 quid, you can't go wrong. And once I've done, and that little pipe is hanging out my door, down there, all I've got to do is pull that little stopper out of that hole, down to the bottom, and then I can just rinse myself off and all the rinsey water will all go out of the bath and I'll be bathed. How lovely is that? Oh, I'm glad I got that video done, but because I tried doing it yesterday, but I did a cracking job. I came in and I started recording, and then came into the van and started recording, which meant that when I wanted to record, it weren't recording, but when I wanted to record, it wasn't recording, but when I didn't want to record, it was recording. So I recorded everything I didn't want to record. So if I didn't want to make a little video about what I didn't want to show you, it would have been brilliant. But I've had to come out again today, and I'm due to start working a bit and get this done. Oh, you can see it now. It's lost its face recognition. So that came in handy, didn't it? Look at that. Lovely and blue with stars. Remember all the lovely blue with stars in the back of the van. Sorry, in the front of the van. We're in the front of the van when it comes to the song. Right, I'll put the words on for you because it is Broad Yorkshire. So some people might have a problem with it. But thank you very much. Oh, wait a minute. Before we go, I'm just going to put on the end the bit about the timings for the boiling and stuff like that, and how long it takes for the water to drain out of the bottles. All right, but other than that, thanks for watching, and we'll see you up next video. Oh Lord. Other thing I can do, if I want to, I don't have to sit at bottom, I can kneel down, can't I? I'm here. I can just kneel down and get a bath or whatever. But I'll tell you what, consider it just fits underneath that table at the back. It's as if it's not even there. And then this little bag here just goes against here and it's done. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Here we go. I don't know how long this is going to take, but it's going to be interesting. Let's just kick it up again. Oh, that's just so nice. That's just so satisfying. 2 litres of water in there. So I'll need 2 of these, well, nearly 2 per container. Oh, let's start stopwatch, eh? Come on, phone. Oh, come on, technology will always let you down every single time. Come on. It never does this. There we go. It never does that. So I'll bring you back when it's boiling. Do you think, Rick? Say hello to little Tustus. Say hello to everybody, Tuk Tuk. Oh, she's a good girl. She's a good girl, aren't you, Tustus? She has been a good girl today. She has. Right, back to what we're doing. I don't want the water boiling. And that water there is well what? Oh yeah, more than warm. So I can stop that. 9 minutes to 10 minutes, 9.5 minutes for that, because one of them bottles is 5 litres. That's 2 litres. Yeah, so I better turn that off actually. You don't want boiling water in there, do you? You're in a bath, you're not just going to scald yourself. So I'd say around about 8 minutes, to be honest, because by the time you got to 8 minutes, that were well warm enough. And then 2 of them inside one of them, that's equal to that. Yeah, that's up to there. So what I'm going to do now is, if I got them up to temperature I want them for my bath, talking about 8 minutes, so stop that now. About 8 minutes. So still, I've got 16 minutes to fill. Right about, it's like 20 minutes in it to fill one of them up to there. I'm going to see how long it takes me now with the shower unit to actually empty it. Right, it's just coming down towards the end now, which is literally 5 minutes. Is it? Yep, literally 5 minutes on each one. So if I've got 3 of these, that's a 15-minute shower. But I won't want a 15-minute shower. I only want, what, 10-minute quick shower, if that. So it's 2 of them. So it's only going to be 2 of these containers. 2 is 8, 16, well, 30 minutes, half an hour's worth of boiling water. Boiling water into containers, put them into my thermal bag, and I've covered everything in water. And there, 30 minutes in thermal bag and then done. Happy days. Lovely blue map, all covered in stars in my van. Water's all warm and I'm having a laugh. I'm doing the best that I can. Bathing is fun but quite hard in my camper. I bought a bath so that I can get clean. Fall down the bath in the front of my camper, scrubbing my limbs and the parts in between. Fall the art bath, lovely blue bath, all covered in stars in the bath. Water's all warm and I'm having a bit of a laugh. I'm doing the best that I can. My mate's got a posh shower in his camper. I feel rather sick cause it's all posh and clean. But I'll make do with this bath in my camper. It's good enough if you know what I mean. Fold the art map, lovely blue map, it's all covered in stars in the bath. And water's very warm, I'm having a bit of a laugh. Well, I'm doing the best that I can. Can you hear me? Fold the art map, and it's a lovely blue map, and it's covered in stars in my bath. And the water's all warm and it's all a bit of a laugh. And I'm doing the best that I can. And I can fold it up and put it out at the room. I'm in a bath, in my bath.